What is up, YouTube? James from The Conservative here, and today I want to talk about the raid on Mr. Giuliani's apartment that happened just earlier today. We're going to jump right into it with an article coming from the Daily News. You can see in the title here, Rudy Giuliani's Upper East Side apartment and law office raided by the FBI. FBI agents raided Rudy Giuliani's Manhattan apartment law office Wednesday, seizing cell phones and computers in a dramatic escalation of a criminal investigation into the former mayor's shady business dealings in Ukraine, his attorney confirmed. These raids, first reported by the New York Times, are an overt sign that Manhattan federal prosecutors' long-running investigation into Giuliani has entered a new phase. It's also a signal that the feds believe they have a strong case. Giuliani, former President Donald Trump's personal lawyer, is entitled to attorney-client privilege protections that can only be overcome with evidence of a crime. The raids likely required approval from the highest levels of the Justice Department. A separate search warrant resulted in the feds Wednesday seizing a phone belonging to Washington lawyer Victoria Toenzig, a former federal prosecutor and ally of Giuliani and Trump, her law firm confirmed. Toenzig was told she is not a target of the investigation, according to the firm. The FBI also seized a computer belonging to Giuliani's longtime assistant, Joanne Zaffanti, according to ABC. She was served with a subpoena to testify before a grand jury next month, the network reported. "This is disgusting. This is absolutely absurd," Giuliani's son, Andrew, said outside his father's apartment building on the Upper East Side. Reps for the U.S. Attorney's Office in Manhattan and the FBI declined to comment. Giuliani's attorney, Bob Costello, said in a statement that the raids at dawn were unnecessary and an example of, quote, Trump derangement syndrome. Giuliani's electronics are now in the feds' possession, he added. The electronics taken are also replete with material covered by the attorney-client privilege and other constitutional privileges. The warrant served on Mr. Giuliani's law office is another disturbing example of complete disregard for the attorney-client privilege, Costello said. Mr. Giuliani respects the law, and he can demonstrate that his conduct as a lawyer and as a citizen was absolutely legal and ethical. Costello and Andrew Giuliani insisted the Justice Department is looking the other way to alleged wrongdoing by Hunter Biden, though President Biden's troubled son faces a tax probe in Delaware. The raid represents an unprecedented moment in the long history of the U.S. Attorney's Office in downtown Manhattan, known as the Southern District of New York. Giuliani earned a national reputation as the mob-busting U.S. attorney. Yeah, we all know that. Became America's mayor after leading the city through the 9/11 attacks. Yes, yes, yes. It is an extremely high burden required to show evidence of a crime in that location and that it's not connected to legitimate legal work, Roach added. I would not be surprised if charges and an arrest followed. Giuliani, 76, initially tweeted that he would issue a statement on his 3 p.m. radio show, but the tweet was deleted and he never hit the airwaves. The former mayor has been under investigation for more than 2 years by the Manhattan feds. The wide-ranging probe overlaps with the criminal case against 4 Giuliani associates, as well as the first impeachment of Trump. Let's see. So the article continues. Prosecutors are investigating whether Giuliani violated foreign lobbying laws by reaching out to Trump administration officials in 2019 on behalf of Ukrainian government representatives and oligarchs. Costello confirmed that the warrant related to Giuliani's lobbying activities. The warrant also reportedly sought communications between Giuliani and John Solomon, a columnist who played a key role smearing former U.S. ambassador to Ukraine, Mary Yovanovitch, I think, maybe? I don't know, I probably butchered that, who Trump's considered a deep state adversary. While in Ukraine in 2019, Giuliani sought to solicit politically damaging dirt on then Democrat presidential candidate Joe Biden, a shadowy effort done at Trump's behest that sparked the former president's first impeachment. The former mayor undertook the Biden dirt-digging effort with the help of Lev Parnas and Igor Fruman, a couple of Trump-connected businessmen who have pleaded not guilty to orchestrating a complex straw donor scheme for deep-pocketed foreigners as well as other crimes. Prosecutors say Parnas also invoked Giuliani's name to seal a deal with investors in an insurance startup. Parnas then allegedly swindled the investors. Giuliani's legal woes don't stop there. He's also facing a $1.3 billion lawsuit from Dominion Voting Systems for his false instance that the 2020 election was rigged for Biden. Giuliani is the second person loyal for Trump to be raided by the FBI. Okay, so what is my opinion on what's going on here is Hunter has been in the news again, and I think that this is one of those look over here moments while we do this over here type things, right? That's just my opinion. I personally don't think that Giuliani did anything wrong. I believe we've been down this road before with the impeachment trial. I feel like this has already been, we've been there, done that. We got the T-shirt, we rode the ride, came back safe, whole 9 yards. Like, this has already been done. That's my opinion. I could be completely wrong, but it coincides with other things that are going on that just seems too much of a coincidence, in my opinion. We have this just recently coming out at the beginning of this month. The Daily Mail said that it authenticated the Hunter Biden laptop and that its lurid contents show a side of him not in his book. I believe most of you already know what the contents of his laptop was. The things that were on there. The business dealings are honestly the least of the incriminating things, in my opinion. The drug use and the use of women in that way, I think is much more damaging from a PR standpoint than the business dealings. I think the business dealings will cause, if anything is to come of it, which is doubtful, the business dealings will carry a heavier sentence in the political world. But that's a big if anything happens to him. Like I said, I think that this is to draw the focus away from that. The irony out of all of this is Mr. Biden actually just recently landed a speaking gig. This article right here from the New York Post coming out just yesterday on the 27th, Hunter Biden to speak about, quote, fake news at Tulane University. Kind of ironic, right? That somebody like this is going to give a speech on fake news. I wonder if he'll talk about his laptop while he's giving this speech at all. I doubt it, but one can only hope, right? I will link this article down below so you guys can take a look at it, but basically it says right here, Hunter Biden nabbed a speaking gig at Tulane University to talk with students about, quote, fake news for a course called Media Polarization and Public Policy Impacts. The 51-year-old son of President Biden will join the class to discuss the current state of the media landscape in the United States and how media polarization, fake news, and the economics of new business impact public policymaking in Washington, D.C. Biden is one of 10 guest speakers invited by the New Orleans University during a 10-week course. Other speakers include Dr. Deborah Birx, New York Times columnist Bret Stephens, and Fox News political analyst Juan Williams. So, like I said, they're trying to prop up Biden on this side, and they're trying to tear down Giuliani on this side. It just doesn't stop. They're going to continue to try and do everything that they can to tear down Trump and his legacy. All the things that he did while he was in office, they're going to do everything they can to tarnish that. They don't want him back. They want to obliterate any chance that he has of running in 2024. He hasn't even confirmed nor denied if he's going to. A lot of people are hoping, but they're going to do everything they can in the meantime to make sure that his name is tarnished before that even happens. And I think this is just more of that. It'll be interesting to see what happens once all of this comes out. Giuliani obviously is very smart when it comes to the law. He's a lawyer himself, a highly decorated one at that. So it's going to be very hard to play this game with somebody like him, but crazier things have happened. We have, a certain Mrs. former First Lady, former presidential candidate running around who broke moral and legal laws, and there was proof of it, and she's still free. We have, of course, the Hunter Biden thing. He's still running around, and our current president is not the cleanest of people either. And of course, he's still in office. But it only matters what the mainstream media says. And they're saying that Giuliani cheated and he didn't play by the rules. I will link all of these articles down below, like I always do. Feel free to take a look at them yourself. Please do not take my word for it. Do not take the mainstream media's word for it. Do your own research. Research is knowledge. Knowledge is power. I thank you so very much for tuning in. I hope that I will see you next time. Have a great day.